Here to talk about pension tensions is Ralph Martire, and he is Executive Director with the Center for Tax and Budget Accountability. And Ralph, I have to tell you, I'm hearing these reports that perhaps people are going after teacher pensions and saying we don't want any more pensions for teachers. What do you think about that?
Well, you know, it's a classic political attack that's been happening not just in Illinois but across the nation, and really it's misguided, and it's been misguided for a number of reasons. First, a lot of folks believe that, hey, these teachers have these Cadillac, gold-plated benefits that we don't get in the private sector. Why should I be paying my tax dollars to fund that, right? Well, the reality of the situation is these defined benefit programs actually are cost-effective for taxpayers. And if you adequately fund them on the front end, not only do they save the taxpayer significant money over the long haul, much less expensive over the long haul than a defined contribution, kind of like a 401k plan.
Sure.
But they are less expensive on the front end and provide a better retirement benefit for the teacher on the back end. And that's an important way to lure in high quality individuals into the teaching profession, especially when you think about the fact that teacher salaries are significantly lower than any other salary paid to individuals who have similar academic credentialing required for their position. The problem is governments have found it easy to underfund these pension obligations over time and literally divert the revenue they should have used to fund the teachers' pensions to instead fund other current services.
Or sometimes just not raising taxes when they should be, and saying, I'm the person who's not raising your taxes and we're taking it out of the pension money.
Well, they don't say the latter part, they just do the latter part.
We just find that out later.
So politically they say, hey, isn't it great, voter or taxpayer, I'm allowing you to consume these public services and you don't even have to pay the full dollar amount for it because these teacher pensions are subsidizing their cost to you. Well, that's great for a few years early on, not so great when you got to start paying this debt back to the pension systems, and that's really where the problem comes in. And
a big problem in Illinois especially. So what are some other misnomers?
Well, I mean, the other thing is that it would be beneficial to switch to a defined contribution system. I mean, absolutely not. If you did that, think about it. The cost of funding your defined benefit plan involves certain assumptions, one of which is future teachers, as they come into the system, are going to be contributing to the plan.
True.
Well, that reduces the cost to taxpayers because these teacher contributions cut down what the employer, which is paid for by the taxpayer, has to put in, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when you switch, okay, you've now closed your plan. Future teachers aren't in it anymore. They have their own little separate IRA. You know what you just did to your unfunded liability? You made it huge because these future contributions aren't coming in anymore. Guess who has to pick up the slack? Taxpayers.
If I'm a teacher, should I be concerned at this point?
I think politically you have to be concerned because when you have a system that's been underfunded by politicians for generations, you can bet politicians aren't going to want to take the blame. So they are more than happy to allow the mischaracterization of where these flaws in the pension funding system are coming from to continue in the media because it takes the heat off politicians for having been fiscally irresponsible for generations. But here's the truth of what they've done. For generations, and you look at any state government, 9 out of $10 at the state level goes to just 4 things: education, healthcare, social services, and public safety in every state, all 50 states. So for generations, taxpayers in all 50 states have been consuming those services and not paying the full cost of them in taxes. The pensions have lent money to cover the cost of those services.
At the same time, though, people who are in that fight are saying we don't want government spending. We don't even want any of those 4.
So the only jobs you'll grow are low-paying, low to no benefit service sector jobs, and the economy will go into a downward spiral.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.